Hey there everybody, welcome back to The Wine Fool. As always, I'm Scott. This week I purchased 10 bottles of wine for less than $100 at Costco. Is cheap wine worth it? Let's find out. When I was younger, the cheaper the wine, the better. It wasn't about taste, it was more about economics. And I totally understand that. Now that I'm older, trust me when I tell you, I still appreciate a really good bottle of wine that I can get for less than $20. That's amazing. But my palate's changed over the years. I just don't enjoy some of the cheaper wines like I used to. It's not snobbery, mind you. It's the ability to taste and understand the difference between a good home-cooked meal and a fast food processed one. So this week I ventured out to my nearest Costco that sells alcohol, and like the proverbial kid in the candy shop, went a little crazy. As spring has sprung in the Northern Hemisphere and April is upon us, we're going to be looking at 3 classic white wine varietals from the Kirkland Signature label: a Sauvignon Blanc, a Pinot Grigio, and a Chardonnay. First up, we have a 2023 Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough, New Zealand. Per the label, it has tropical fruit flavors, vibrant lemon lime, citrus notes, and crisp acidity. This is 12.5% alcohol by volume and was $7.49 for the bottle. Not even $8 a bottle. That means you can buy a case for 90 bucks. Let's see if this is your summer porch pounder, shout out to Jimmy, or not. I personally do enjoy a good, cheap Sauvignon Blanc during the summer. Dry, crisp, and usually quite refreshing. Very pale straw. Citrus on the nose. Getting some of that tropical, those tropical notes. Kind of a standard Sauvignon Blanc aroma. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Yeah, good acidity. It's not bad. Getting some of that lemon lime. It's hard to complain at $7.49. That's really quite enjoyable. The finish isn't great. It kind of leaves a little bit to be desired. I'm getting like greens on the back end. Hard to describe. I wouldn't call it grassiness. It might be some of that, but it's like fresh cut greens, vegetables, a little bit on the back end, which isn't quite as pleasant. There's no barrier to entry with this price point. $7.49, you could make the biggest mistake and still not kind of have too many regrets about it. This would be great. Summer day, hot outside, chilled glass, something to relax with. Again, these kind of wines, you're not buying this to sit around and contemplate how the grape was grown, how it was processed. You're not talking about the wine when you're drinking this wine, I don't think. If you are, good for you. This is a wine I could enjoy with friends and family, like sitting around talking about everything but the wine. Really good, really enjoyable, basic, easy price. You know, this is a Wine Fool level 0 because I think this is an entry level wine. It's a little bit dry for your 0, so maybe it's a 1. So yeah, at that price, hard to not recommend this. Would I buy a case of this? Not quite sure. There's something about that finish that I'm not real happy with. Is it good? It's adequate. For $7.50, it's an okay one. Next, we have a 2023 Pinot Grigio from Friuli, Venezia, Guilia, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in northeast Italy. Per the label, a fragrant bouquet of crisp apple with a hint of white flowers. Bright acidity is followed by a clean, refreshing finish. I do like a good Pinot Grigio to break things up during the summer, something as, you know, kind of counter to my Sauvignon Blanc. I do enjoy a good Pinot Grigio. This is also 12.5% alcohol by volume and was a whopping $5 a bottle. At that price, you can buy a case for $60. Let's find out if it's worth it. Or should we be spending a little bit more somewhere else? I usually don't pre-pour whites because they don't need the time to relax like reds do. Oh, that's interesting. A little bit lighter on the nose. Like a mild apple. Bouquet of crisp apple with a hint of white flowers. Sure, white flowers. Cheers. Interesting. So we're in $2 Chuck territory, and I'm not sure I'm enjoying this at all. I do like a good Pinot Grigio. I'm not sure this is one. There's a bit of a bitter taste that I can't put my finger on. It's still dry, still a little bit acidic, a little bit more bodied, fuller bodied than the Sauvignon Blanc. At $5, I'd rather you take that $60 and put it towards the Sauvignon Blanc. Hard to recommend this, even at that price point. It feels a bit watered down, almost. Like it kind of hits you mid-palate. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, there's almost a wateriness to it. And then there's a bitterness in the middle. Not enjoyable. I won't give it a wine full rating. I don't recommend this. Cheap white wine, if that's what you're looking for, that's exactly what this is. $5, you know, I wouldn't buy a case of this though. I think I'd have a hard time getting through this. So, somebody's out there. This is for somebody. Not me, but yeah, $5 might be for you. Last and probably least on my list of these three at least, we have a 2022 Chardonnay from Sonoma County in California. Now, I'm likely biased. Not a big fan of Chardonnay, especially American overly oaked vanilla Chardonnay. Seeing how this bottle is colored tells me that it's buttery and oaky. But again, I shouldn't be judging a book by its cover. It's just the fact that I can smell that before I even open the bottle. But let's find out. This is 13.5% alcohol by volume and was the most expensive bottle at a whopping $7.99. That's still less than $100 for an entire case. Prove me wrong, Costco. It's got a bit of yellow to it. Not quite as yellow as some of the Chardonnays I've seen. Read the label, because I didn't write it in my notes. Jumped the gun a little bit. Filled with white peach and tropical fruit aromas. The mid-palate has a wonderful zest coming from the grape's natural acidity, which provides a long, layered, and creamy finish. Green apple, pear, and ripe melon notes are complemented by vanilla from the French oak maturation. All right. Deep breath. We can do it. Let's see. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. They're not going to prove me wrong. Oh, God. Some people love this. More power to you. I don't enjoy it. It's too oaky. I can almost smell the creaminess. Cheers. Oh, God. Not enjoyable. doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel natural that that occurs to a wine. Overly vanilla, overly oaky. I don't know how to describe this except that I really just maybe shouldn't try American Chardonnays anymore. There are good ones. I've had good ones. It's a night and day difference. You probably wouldn't recognize a French Chablis, which is Chardonnay, compared to something like this. It feels like a completely different wine. And there's something that's not quite right about that. I don't know what it is, but this is not enjoyable to my palate. Somebody out there is going to love this, and it's cheap. I cannot recommend this. Again, might be my personal biases, but my palate does not appreciate this wine. Not much more else to say about that. So what did we learn about cheap wine today? Sometimes it's a bargain. Sometimes you're going to get something that is pleasant, drinkable, something that's not overly complicated most of the time for that, especially in this price range. Under, sub $8. You almost can't go wrong. I don't recommend the Chardonnay. I'm not super surprised. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, it's the third white. I need a third white. I can't, just grab something else. For the Kirkland Signature that was in the store at the time, I needed a third one. That being said, I would never buy this. This is interesting. I think it, for $5, somebody out there must be ecstatic. Not me. The Sauvignon Blanc is okay. Again, $7.50. You can't go wrong. You're not making a mistake that's going to hurt your wallet. It's pleasant. It's enjoyable. I could see, killing a few bottles of that on a, hot summer's day out on the back porch reading a book. Can you get better by just spending a few dollars more? I think you can. I think we've had great examples from Trader Joe's in that more like $15, $15 to $20 price range. If you want to see more videos about cheap wine that is actually good, be sure to check out a couple of those videos. I've done several Trader Joe's. We've done Costco in the past and had decent luck. I've got more wines from Costco that we'll be doing soon. We'll see if they do better than 1 out of 3. I did switch out my cheersing wine with the Sauvignon Blanc because I can't bring myself to cheers with that Chardonnay. Until next time, stay foolish and cheers to drinking better wine.